Hello, ladles, jelly spoons, and other non-binary kitchen utensils. This is the Gravy Wheels podcast, your weekly dish of gravy. I'm your host, Franklin.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Hova. And we are here on a beautiful night of adultery. I don't know.
No,
No, not that. We're adults.
I'm married.
Yes, we are adults together,
Don't put that out in the world.
having fun and
Consenting.
consensual fun with each other and no one else. And welcome to our podcast. Yeah.
We're like
Thruple? Is that what you were going to say?
We're at a throuple of gaming.
A gaming thruple. The moments right after we do an intro always go so well.
Yeah, they're the best. They're the best part of every pod. I totally
Yes,
agree.
because we do such a good job planning them out meticulously ahead of time.
Yeah, our scripts are my script right here. See my script?
Yeah, I see it.
That was from like 4 episodes ago.
That's my script. One word on a post-it note. That's how detailed we get. So I wanted to talk to you guys about. Did you guys happen to try out the Cold War beta? Anybody or alpha? Open alpha. Sorry.
Alpha.
Is it
I
alpha?
did. I played the alpha for one Saturday morning, I believe.
I thought you were gonna say for 1 minute. What did you think?
It was fine. I mean, the connection seemed okay. Like it looked fine. I don't know. I didn't really think that much about it. The I did like the expansive game mode that had like I don't know how many maps there are in that, but the one I played was like a bunch of boats, and
Yeah.
I thought that map was pretty fucking cool. I like that concept.
See, I didn't like that map, but I'm weird when it comes to Call of Duties. I don't like the bigger game types. I never really have. Even in Halo, I never liked, like, you know, a lot of people really like to jump into big team battle. Is that what, something like that? Big team battle?
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
what it was.
It was 8-on-8.
For whatever reason, I've never enjoyed the larger game types. I like battle royales, but I don't like larger game type first-person shooters. I don't know. I'm a weird guy, dude. I don't know what it is.
Well, Call of Duty didn't really start out like that, so like it kind of makes sense to me if you're not. That's always been more of a Battlefield thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. Like I don't like that. It's harder for me to wrap my brain around what's going on before I die, and then I just get frustrated. What are you playing on?
PS4 is what I was playing on.
What like do you have the old or the pro or
the pro? Yes.
Okay. So my experience now, you know, my internet is questionable at best, but I experienced a lot of like just like weird hitching and random like freezes and just, you know, not the best experience overall, to be honest. And I think that's probably because I'm on the original the original PlayStation 4. And I think, you know, they probably designed these games for the next gen consoles and then just ported them over, I would assume, or at least the majority of the development was focused around the new consoles. So that's probably where a lot of that came from.
I don't think a lot of consideration is being given anymore to the Xbox like One S or the original PS4.
Which is fine. I think that's like, honestly, if anything, I get it from their perspective because the average consumer of video game consoles probably wait X amount of months or even years before they upgrade to the new hardware, you know, the next gen consoles. So I get it from, you know, from that perspective of like, hey, we should also have these working on current gen. But from the fiasco that was the Xbox One and PlayStation 3 or Xbox One and PlayStation 4 transition, I realized at that point it was like I'd rather they just, you know, cut it off like right at as soon as next gen comes out, just say nope, sorry, you know, you can play the old games, but we're not gonna waste our time and our money, you know, developing these games for these next gen consoles and the old stuff because it just becomes such a shit show. Go ahead, Frank. What's your point on that?
Yeah.
But at that point, you also piss and moan about backwards compatibility for consoles.
Yeah, but I don't consider that like, you know, super important backwards compatibility. I mean, when you're talking a game that's just like a year out of, you know what I mean? Like it's the older stuff that I am really worried about.
Yeah,
And
you want Ape Escape and Twisted Metal.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. Yeah, it is kind of hypocritical, but I think if I had to choose between like, I bought GTA 5 on the Xbox 360, and then the Xbox One, and then PC. And if I had to choose to just wait until it was out on Xbox One, I think I would have done that. I don't even remember how that happened. Did they? It actually
It wasn't-
released on 360, and then they brought it
Yeah.
again to. Okay, yeah. But like with
It was like
with,
a year. It was like a year later. It wasn't
Right.
one of these weird sort of like tweener games where it kind of
Right.
falls right at the beginning. It was farther off than that.
Right. But then like Call of Duty Ghosts, that was one of those games that was right on the transition of PS4 and Xbox One. They did the exact same thing that they're doing with this one. They made sure that it was functional on the 360 and everything as well. And okay, so maybe I should like recant my statement a little bit. Like, what if they just worried about making Black Ops Cold War work on PS5 and the Series X and PC, and then the follow, you know, like release the game on those, and then take another extra 12 months to say, okay, now you can get it on old hardware if you want. I don't know. I think there's so much. It's got to be so complicated. Like, imagine this is probably the first Call of Duty ever. It has to be. This has got to be the toughest development schedule for any Call of Duty because they had to develop it for the Xbox, the original Xbox One, the Series S, or sorry, the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, the Xbox One X, and now the Series S, the Series X, the PS5, the PS5, whatever the digital is, and PC. Like they have to optimize it on all these different platforms, and that's just insane to me. You know, it's got to take so much time out of their.
You also left out PS4 and PS4 Pro.
Yeah, and that. Yeah, so I mean, that's insane. That's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. There's got to be a better way. But also, have you guys seen that? Like, there's already some games on Xbox, on Series X and PS5 that are like $70, and I even saw like an NBA title that's at $100.
Yeah,
It's kinda
I think
crazy.
that that's some of the people that are doing those cross-buy games are doing that, where they're hiking the price way the fuck up so you can
Yeah,
have it
yeah.
work on your PS4 and PS5 or whatever.
Right. I kind
I
of
don't-
got away from
um,
the alpha talk, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I have a hard time getting into alphas and betas because it's just like it's the opposite of what Call of Duty is supposed to be. In that, I think one of the reasons Call of Duty was successful is that you start and you're level 1, and you have usually it's like 3 classes that you can use that are preset classes. Then once you get to like level 5, then it's like, oh, now you can create a class, but you only have like 2 SMGs and a sniper rifle and 2 assault rifles and a shotgun to choose from to make your class. You don't even have all the perks, you don't have all the grenades and throwables and all that stuff. And as you play, you unlock that stuff. And to me, that's like 90% of the fun of Call of Duty. I realized that
Yeah.
when Modern Warfare came out and they changed the whole like prestige mode concept of it, and I just lost interest, and you know I wasn't playing for anything is how I felt. So, so I have a hard time getting into alphas and betas, but at the core, I think the gameplay was really good, and I'm really excited to see how they do progression. I do hope that they have a prestige system in that game because I didn't realize how attached to it I was until Cold War or until Modern Warfare came out. And then ultimately, I mean, with the Black Ops titles, it's always been good. The last Call of Duty that I got really into was Black Ops 4 because they had really awesome camos and a really awesome ultimate camo that you could work towards in that game, and it was so fun like grinding for that. So I'm really excited. I'm hyped for November, I think it is. Well, and then the beta October 8th, I believe. So.
And so I watched you play. I watched you play at like 8 a.m. whatever day that was, Saturday or
Yeah.
Sunday. I watched that until my internet got really crappy again because I think one of my neighbors was stealing my Wi-Fi. So I ended up changing my my thing, but
Password.
it looked good to me. Um, but I thought it was like I wish that they would have picked, I don't know, like PC to do the open on instead of on PS4.
Well,
And also, go ahead though.
So the alpha wasn't like planned. It was kind of a secret all of a sudden thing, and a lot of people are like, "Why did that even happen?" I think there was something specific that they wanted to get data on. I think is why they dropped that open alpha weekend. But the October 8th is when the PS4 closed beta starts, and it's like 3 days, and then it's open beta for the rest of PlayStation, and then the following weekend is PC, Xbox, and PS4 for like pre-orders the first 3 days, and then the last 3 days of the second weekend are open to anyone on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation.
They had that same weird staggered rollout for
Yep.
the Avengers betas. Don't like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they've done it for Call of Duty for the last couple of years, I believe. So, which I would assume all comes down to, the exclusivity deal that they have with Activision, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, did you also see that all the people who were pissed off at the skill-based matchmaking, what they were doing to reverse boost their level?
That's the thing. Like, I don't know what I do know what they're thinking. They're looking at, just tons of stats on a whiteboard in a corporate office, and they're saying, hey, we used to have this kind of retention, per average player, and now with skill-based matchmaking it's higher because 40% of the people that play Call of Duty, 60% of the people that play Call of Duty, whatever, are garbage at it. They're terrible. They're the ones that tell you, like, you get that job at Subway, and the prep cook in the back is like, I love Call of Duty, I play every night. And then he's like, we should play sometime. And you play with him, and he's like, I only play hardcore, and I sit right here in this spot, and sometimes I go positive. Like, I feel like that's the majority of the player base of Call of Duty. So obviously, with that person in mind, if they use skill-based matchmaking to make sure that people like me who've been playing Call of Duty, I shouldn't say that, but some of the people that just get in and destroy lobby after lobby after lobby after lobby, if they use skill-based matchmaking to ensure that that guy never has to get matched up against the dude that's really good, he's going to have a better experience, and he's going to keep playing because he's only getting paired with people that are as bad as him. But then you've got the people that have gone from Call of Duty to Call of Duty to Call of Duty, and we're used to that just whole box of chocolates matchmaking that used to exist back in the day, where it was just random. So sometimes I would get matched against people that would just shit stomp me into oblivion and make me want to turn my console off. But the next match I might get, a few of those kids or a full squad of kids that barely know how to use a controller, and I just go off and get all my kill streaks and everything. And personally, I think it's better, with that box of chocolates matchmaking where you just never know what you're going to get. But, I guess I get it. I feel like there's a place for skill-based matchmaking, and it's called a ranked playlist. And then you put a number beside people's name. And just like Halo, like it took whatever it was like you got 2 points for every win, and you lost a point for every loss, or whatever that, however it worked. So that way, you could also lose your rank, and then it was essentially skill-based matchmaking because you would stay at the level you were at and only play people in that bracket. But even in like ranked Halo 2 and anything ranked, you're going to get those reverse boosters that want to play worse people. So if you have a game where every bit of its matchmaking is skill-based matchmaking, you're going to have a reverse booster problem. So I don't know how you, other than, to me, the logic is make a ranked playlist that's separate from core gameplay and only have skill-based matchmaking in that. But maybe I'm an idiot.
No, I mean, that makes sense to me, but I think Rainbow Six has a problem similar to that. Like, so they do have the ranked playlist where you can end up in plat or gold or whatever. You have like a tier that you get assigned to after like playing so many matches, and then you can move up. You have mobility within those tiers. And then there's casual, where there's no ranking or anything. You just join a match, and what happens. But the problem with that is that if you are not godlike and ranked, everybody's mad at you. Yep. And if you play casual, all your teammates are fucking douchebags who are just like griefers, who just like want to fuck around and not play the game at all. So there's not really something for somebody who's like, hey, I want to play the game, but I don't want to get fucking screamed at because I don't know all the call outs.
Yeah.
But I also like don't want to get shot in the head by my teammates over and over again because, I don't know all the call outs.
Right. And I think, yeah, I don't know what the answer is because I think Call of Duty's just kind of got themselves in a hard place because even if they did a separate playlist that was ranked and that's where the skill based matchmaking was, you're still going to have the people that are really, really good, but they want to go for kill streaks and stuff. And obviously, they're going to have an easier time doing that in the core playlist instead of the ranked, so they would come down and then. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like I feel personally that the old system was better, but I know there's a lot of people that think the other way. So it's just kind of a weird situation right now.
Yeah, it's not. I wonder if there's a way of making it just so that you could have a ranked system that had like numbers associated with it and prestige and all that, where you would like unlock stuff, or if you could opt out of it and just be like, hey, that's not why I'm here. I'm not interested in that, so don't put me in that. I want to play the game for fun. I have no desire to like do that. So
Right.
leave me out of that. I will forego some of the rewards and stuff, but that means that like you don't put me in this like sort of ranking situation.
Yeah. Maybe.
It might be some kind of hybrid thing like that might be the way through this, but I
Right.
don't know if anybody's tried that. So
Right. Yeah. What's out now?
but yeah, I enjoyed what little of it I played, and I'm kind of excited to. I haven't played a Call of Duty game in years, like a proper one. So, and now I have like a reason to. So I'm kind of excited for it.
Right. The other
That's
thing
where
I
I'm
didn't
at.
like about it is that they went participation trophy with the kill streaks, but you know, other than that, I think it'll be fun. Sniping feels really
They
good,
need
but I
to
think they're going to nerf it. They need to what?
Yeah.
They need to make you feel good.
Yeah, they sure do. Without working for it, they do.
Yeah, but when was the last time you were really bad at Call of Duty?
Yesterday.
No, but it's like it's shitty
Well-
because you pick out your kill streaks and then lots of times you never get to use them or even touch
Here's
them.
the thing, though. There's already a perfect system that one of the other Call of Duties implemented and used, and
Okay.
as far as I remember, it was fairly well received. I liked it. Modern Warfare 3 had kill streaks and support streaks. You could choose either one you wanted. Kill streaks were things that could kill people, and you would have to get the kills, and you could not die. If you died, it would reset your kill streak, and you would not get the cool things that would fly around and autonomously kill people or man-controlled whatever. Support streaks were things like UAV, counter UAV, and they even threw a care package in it, I believe. So in the care package, you could get things like an attack helicopter, or even whatever. I can't even remember what the streaks were in Modern Warfare 3, but there was better stuff, obviously, right? So you had a chance at getting it out of the care package, but most of the stuff that came from support streaks were support. You couldn't get kills with them. It wasn't like, hey, here's a grenade launcher, dude. You pat on the back. You've been in the game long enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
All right.
you would die and you wouldn't lose, your support streak because it was a support streak. So I don't understand how their minds don't go there instead of being like, hey, let's just everybody. But then again, Black Ops 4 was basically the same thing because everybody had a specialist and everybody had a specialist ability, and all you did was wait, and your little specialist ability would full charge, and then you'd get some crazy thing that was basically a kill streak that you could kill a bunch of people with. So
That's like hero
definitely
shooter shit,
pandering.
though.
They're super pandering to the casual audience.
Well, speaking of pandering to the casual audiences, is anybody pandering to casual audiences with a huge purchase recently?
Sick segue, Frank.
I think that you were trying to get me to segue it, but I will tell you right now, I will never pick up on that. I'm gonna save you a lot of future effort.
What, all those
Skyrim
fanboys? They're just casuals. They took an arrow to their knee and then they couldn't get off of the couch playing Skyrim.
Microsoft bought Bethesda and ZeniMax so that they could release a system that only plays Skyrim. And that's why they did it.
For
those of you-
$7.5 billion of these.
Yes. For those of you not following game news every day like we do, yeah, Microsoft bought Bethesda, which makes Fallout, Wolfenstein, Doom, Elder Scrolls, yeah, those are kind of the main ones. They make all those games,
See
and
No
they bought them
Evil.
for 7.5.
Wolfenstein, Doom. Yeah, I think you already said those two.
For yeah, $7.5 billion, which for some perspective, when Disney bought LucasArts, that was for $4 billion.
Which is Star Wars,
So
for those of you that don't know. When Disney
yeah,
bought Star Wars, it was only $4 billion.
when Disney
Only $4 billion.
yeah, so this is pretty fucking wild.
Yeah.
Um,
And for more perspective, Mojang Minecraft, when Xbox purchased them, it was, I think, 2.5, which at the time, I don't know if you guys remember when that, I mean, you probably do. When that news broke, that was like the biggest thing in the gaming scene to happen in a long time. That was a huge acquisition. Minecraft at the time, you know, it still sounds significant this, you know, in 2020, but Minecraft at the time was the #1 game in the world, hands down.
Yeah.
It was the most popular thing that had ever been in gaming, basically. So
somebody, I was reading an article about this where people were talking about how Microsoft and Sony just aren't playing the same game anymore. Sony's sticking to like the classic console strategy, which is you have exclusives that look good and they sell your console, and that's it. And Microsoft is more thinking ahead about games as a service and about Game Pass and how that can be where the bulk of their like their interest lies, which actually makes sense to me. And if you buy a Bethesda like that, then you have access to this massive catalog of games that people love that you can just do whatever you want with, which is fucking smart.
Yeah, I really think that they're going for the Netflix strategy. I think they kind of saw that a long time ago and started working. I remember when they first pitched, like when I saw the first thing for Game Pass, I was like, is that really, like, who cares? Kind of, you know, I don't know. Everybody, I was super skeptical at least. I know a lot of people were just like immediately dismissing it, saying it was going to be trash. And then, you know, and it started off not so hot, but I mean, let's not forget that not only now is this Bethesda deal a thing, but they just did the EA deal. So now you have all the EA games there that are all going to be on console and PC. And now you have Bethesda, or, well, whatever the parent company is, because it's not just Bethesda, it's all the others too. But, you know, I mean, yeah, they're just, Microsoft is just walking around right now, like half zipped, pulling the hog out and just laying it on the table, just in front of everybody, saying, fucking touch it. That's what they're doing right now. And it's hot.
I remember
I'm all for it.
I remember how scared and sad I was when I saw that, because I didn't own an Xbox and I didn't own a decent PC at the time, when they bought Ninja Theory, because Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is one of my favorite games, like, in the last 10 years, probably. I fucking love that game. And seeing Ninja Theory get bought by one studio scared the shit out of me, because I was like, oh, fuck, now Microsoft is going to make them make, you know, Banjo-Kazooie or some shit. But, you know, the way that they're playing it, it seems like it's not going to go that way. So,
but what do you guys think about how they're
cautiously
playing it?
optimistic.
Yeah. So you've got the quote from Todd Howard, like, saying, you know, we want to, whatever, you know, so he was very political. You know, it was very thought out how he worded that. He said something about, like, no matter where you play, we just want to make games, basically, no matter what control you're using or peripheral, whatever. Like, the way it was worded was very open. But at the other, and then there's the other part of the article that says, you know, that they're going to choose exclusivity on a game-by-game basis. So Todd Howard can say that, but that doesn't mean, you know, that's not, because I saw a lot of PS kids coming straight, you know, they came with their pitchforks and their zip zaps, and they were very adamant that, well, none of them are going to be exclusive, man. I find it hard to believe that Xbox dropped $7.5 billion and there's not going to be any exclusivity whatsoever from this deal.
Okay, but yeah, I bet you there's going to be some exclusivity. But why, if they're spending $7.5 billion, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why would they just be like, hey, let's not make, you know, a couple $100 million here and sell shit to Sony people too? Because
Yeah,
they wouldn't be making money.
Right.
I mean, I
think that maybe what makes sense is having some sort of option where playing a game on Game Pass and having Game Pass gives you content access to something in the game. Like maybe it comes with DLC access or something.
Perks, right?
Yeah, so like you can buy the game on a disc for $70 because that's where we are now. Or you can decide to pay monthly and have like access to this bigger content library for the game.
Like DLC, like maybe DLC and stuff would be locked or timed exclusive through Game Pass or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys
be.
just get that notice?
Uh-oh.
No, I
Is that
didn't
a
get any
f- a
notices.
fan-
I got
Amber
a
alert?
text alert on my phone that Sony just bought Sega for $750,000.
They got ripped off.
Damn. Yeah, they messed
But
up.
that
there,
was
man.
another thing I wanted to talk about. So the other side of this coin was apparently that day on Twitter, Sony fanboys were trying to pressure Sony into buying Konami as like a kind of strike back against Microsoft, which is hilarious to me.
Because go ahead.
If I were Sony, I would buy Konami, and then I would destroy Konami completely. I would burn it to the ground, and I would take all their awesome IPs, fucking like Bomberman and Metal Gear Solid and Castlevania, and all the Hudson IPs that they have. They have tons and tons of great IPs now, and I would fucking like actually use them instead of like. When's the last time you played a new Castlevania game?
Whenever I play that new Konami Castlevania slot machine,
Yeah, you played it on a pachinko machine.
Hell yeah.
You fucking, if you're Sony, you get all those IPs, you get back in touch with Kojima, you say, hey, you have Metal Gear again, it's yours now.
I
then
thought the
you load
Sony
all-
kids. I thought the Sony kids weren't worried about this acquisition because everybody I saw on the internet was like, none of those companies or IPs have had a good game in the last 10 years anyways, and they're just like, doesn't mean anything. But then they're trying to pressure them to buy Konami because they're
That's
fragile.
patently wrong.
and
I
Kojima
don't
would
get
just
it,
be
man.
shoving off like shipping containers off the back of a cargo ship, just filled with pachinko and slot machines and
Oh
video
my God,
arcades,
yeah.
and actually be part of Metal Gear Solid 6's story.
Be part of Metal Gear Solid 6. He could bring back Silent Hills with Norman Reedus and Guillermo del Toro, the way God intended. Put PT back on the PlayStation Marketplace. Fucking, I would love to see anybody except Konami have all the things Konami has. Capcom, you're fucking 6 inches away from being there too, motherfucker.
Jesus.
Give me some more Mega Mans.
Oh my. You mean Mighty Number 9? Didn't they just do that game recently?
No,
No? Oh.
don't tell me that you don't know the actual story behind that.
I mean, I know that it's not them and it's not an actual Mega Man game, but I don't remember the story.
It was the creator of Mega Man, and Capcom
Okay.
was like, he was just like, I want to do a Mega Man game. They were like, nah. So he left and he crowdfunded Mighty Number 9, and it sucked ass. So I guess maybe they were right.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they were onto something. I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Hova, have you had to like refresh all your browser history and clear your cache recently? Have you had a lot? You had a lot of tabs open on all your devices, purchasing things, trying to purchase things lately.
I spent almost probably an hour and a half this morning, myself and my girlfriend on a separate computer. I had what did I have? I had Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy, and something else. I don't know. I had like 4 sites up. She had 4 sites up. She had one credit card. I had the other credit card. We're waiting for that 10 a.m. mark. I had all the stuff already open in different tabs. I had, shipping information filled out, just ready to go, right? And then I noticed that the Microsoft store, the official Microsoft store, and Walmart, about 5 till 10, you couldn't refresh anymore. It started you could, but it was just real sluggish, taking like a minute and a half to like reload the page. And I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be good. The traffic's already here. And Best Buy was holding strong though. And then it got 10 a.m. and it was actually pretty incredible to just go to every single link that was available to pre-order a Series X and be like, this site's crashed, this site's just not loading, this site's, aired out here, whatever. You would get one in your cart and then, go to your cart and then there'd be nothing in your cart, and then you try to check out and it's like the item limit has been reached, and it was like unbelievably hard. I thought it was going to be smoother than the PS5 just because they were like, hey, here's a little bit of time everybody can, kind of plan and get ready, and which makes sense now thinking about it, that, putting a time and a date on it actually made it far worse than the PS5.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, they're available for pre-order right now. Yeah, it was an absolute shit show. I've had 2 pre-orders canceled by Best Buy. I think I have 3 pre-orders. I'm good. But that's the reason, and I know you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem, man. Yeah, okay, sure, I'm part of the problem. But you know what? I did that because I had a feeling that I might get a canceled pre-order or 2, and I ended up getting 2 of them canceled on me. So I'm glad that I got 3 pre-ordered, and maybe I just have a different moral compass than most, but I have no problem with reselling 2 consoles to pay for the one that I keep. I'm sorry. Other people are going to do it. If I don't, it's not illegal. It's in my mind, it's smart. And why wouldn't you do it? I don't know. What are you going to do, man? You don't get mad at a little kid when his parents set up a lemonade and a cookie stand next to their yard sale, and they're selling 75-cent chocolate chip cookies that only cost 10 cents to make. You don't get mad about that. But God forbid I sell an extra Xbox to pay for my gaming.
Because you made the Xbox, right?
Doesn't matter. I didn't make the cookie dough that I bought from the store, Andrew. Did I?
If you're selling pre-baked, if you're selling
House.
pre-made cookies, then I do have a problem with that.
Okay, well, I did. Because I didn't
gotta
want to
make
make
that
that
shit.
much fresh cookie dough, all right?
Did you just buy like Minute Maid, like the single serve? Like
Country
Minute Maid?
time. I'm not a savage.
I did not expect that getting an analog pocket would be easier than getting one of these new consoles. That's pretty surprising.
And they were sold out. Those were a lot less of them.
It has been
There
a
were none
wild,
of them. Yeah.
a wild 3 weeks with the 3080 and the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. It has just been insane. Like everything that goes up, it's like, and it's gone. It's literally minutes. It's gone.
I do know one thing that you are for sure going to get though. And you're going to get that Coleco, and you're going to play it a lot more.
Now that I didn't have
Yeah.
a problem ordering. That I think there's a few of those still available if anyone's interested. The Coleco.
You're gonna get your Coleco, you're gonna get Spelunker, and then we'll never see you again.
When
You'll
does
be
that even
streaming
ship? I don't
Spelunker day
remember.
in and day out. It's like April of next year or some shit, I think.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I was to say, hopefully it's not during the actual, consoles that I care about. That'd be rough. By the way, I have 4 PS5s pre-ordered, so go ahead and grill me in the comments, boys. And
You're
I don't
an
even-
equal opportunity scumbag.
That's right. Yeah, damn
Hey.
right.
If things work out, I'm buying one off of them.
Yeah,
If it works out, I'm buying one. So
I'm gonna have
sucks
to.
to suck.
Exactly. See, I'm just helping Frank out, and feeding, kids, college, all that stuff's expensive, guys. Come on, man. We
And,
gotta hustle.
Little Timmy can have a bad Christmas this year. It's fine.
I mean, his parents should have pre-planned. They should have thought it out.
Yeah, they should have bought 6 of them instead of trying to buy one.
Little shit stain probably should be studying for school anyways instead of trying to play video games. So whatever.
You're doing him a favor, really.
Exactly. It's like
Reducing-
it's like taking the needle out of their arm. Honestly.
Jesus.
I'm just out here doing my part.
You're
At least
a
I'm not using a
crusader.
bot. I do understand the frustration of people using bots to buy like as many as they can on every website instantaneously. That just seems dirty.
It's like juicing.
Yeah. It's just dirty. It's a whole lot of waste, you know. You got Have you ever juiced? You know how much juice you have to use to get a cup of juice? It's a lot, man. Or how much fruit, rather, and vegetables.
Not the kind of juicing. Not the
We're
kind of
not
juicing
talking
I'm talking
about-
about.
We're not talking about
Arnold
Lance
Schwarzenegger,
Armstrong,
Barry
man.
Bonds.
No,
We're talking about, like, Barry
no.
Bonds.
I'm talking about
Barry-
like juice fasting. You know, you guys should try it. You'll poop like you've never pooped. It feels great.
Worked really, really good for Steve Jobs. Not going there. Nope. All right. You guys don't. All right. Okay. He was a fruitarian.
Yes.
Didn't help. Only juice.
Oh, well, it is what it is, you know.
Well, and you know, that's how we talk about the game Hades, because some people should end up in Hades.
Oh, I see what you did there.
We're gonna run through these topics here.
Oh, I've got one. I've got it.
Uh-oh.
I did not. Yeah, I did say I wanted to talk about Hades though, because I have been playing a shitload of it since it came out. Surprise on the Switch last Thursday, I think. I was all excited for Mario, ready to get my 3D Mario on, revisit my childhood roots.
Yeah.
You know, get my 120 stars, fucking punch Bowser in his dick.
You gonna do all 120? You crazy, man.
Shit, yeah. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. But then they dropped Hades, and I was like, oh shit, I haven't played a good roguelike in a long time. I'm pretty excited. You know, I spent a shitload of time playing Enter the Gungeon, Binding of Isaac, Nuclear Throne, games like that. You know, they have randomized runs, randomized weapons, yada yada yada. You can play through kind of endlessly. And holy shit, man, Hades has like destroyed all of my gaming time. It is really fucking good. Partially because it actually has a story, which is not something I'm used to from a roguelike game. You know, usually the function of playing those just comes from like mastery of the game and, you know, finding new secrets or whatever, finding new items, things like that, new combinations of things you can use. But Hades has like a ton of dialogue. It has a ton of voice acting. And the structure of the game, the like circular nature of a roguelike where you die and come back and start over, actually plays into the plot in like a really cool and significant way. And it's just so much more than I have grown to expect from dropping $20 on a game like that I was like pretty blown away by it. And it's really, really stunning. I like it a lot.
I got into the rabbit hole because I looked up Hades and then how like it'd been in development for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And was it released on PC or something, or it was in an early access or something?
Yeah. It's been in early access for, I want to say like a year, but I'm not totally sure. Maybe like 7 or 8 months, something like that.
So then I got into the rabbit hole of like what a true roguelike is last night on Wikipedia and the internet, and whoa.
How granular were people being about it? Because I know that like people traditionally think of like there is no passage of time in the game unless you press a button. Essentially, that's kind of how the old ones were. You pressed forward, and then when you moved your character forward, everybody else also took a turn, kind of at the same time, right?
And then randomized rooms, dungeons, like all the items can be interacted with like in many different ways, as many ways as possible. Permadeath is usually pretty heavy in it. There's actually a grading system for roguelike games from the Berlin Convention for all you other nerds out there.
Okay.
Oh gosh, yeah. I read a lot of that on the Wikipedia, and I'm like, they actually had like a roguelike convention where they had to come in agreement upon a grading system and what the rules for what actually qualifies as a true roguelike. Guys, to be a true roguelike, it has to have these following. Like, whoa.
Yeah, it is unfair to call a lot of things right now that are using the term roguelikes. They're you know, action adventure games with roguelike elements or elements of randomization or, you know, whatever. But I don't have time. I don't have time to say 8 words when I can just say 1. I'm busy. I got a kid. I got 2 cats. It's a lot of work.
That's your own fault. You shouldn't have done that. The cats, the kid, is, that's on you, man.
It's pretty fucked up, dude.
Important question. Tomorrow, I'm getting a kid and a cat. Don't ask me why.
Fuck
We
yeah,
stopped
dude!
talking.
Congratulations.
And this cat I'm worried about because he where he lives at now, he likes to get out of their house and run around outside, but he can't do that here because he will become kibble for a pit bull or 5. So
Sure.
I have to, like, is the trickling down water thing like really important for cats now? Because everybody that I know has cats has that little water fountain that the cats
No.
drink out
You
of.
give your cats water? Whoops.
Every once in a while, I'll like turn the faucet on to drip for my cats, and they like it. But like, it's not. They don't need that shit. They have bowls.
Katie found Ashley in the toilet yesterday. So
Fat one, fat cat.
no, the like gray
Oh,
ashy
Belle's
one.
Fat one.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Ashley's fine. What was Ashley doing in the toilet? Did she
I
want to
don't
be like
know.
mommy
A
and
few days
daddy?
before, she said like she saw her like pawing in it or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I've seen her drink out of the toilet a couple times, and then, but I guess yesterday she was in the bowl, like just dove in. So I don't know what's going on around here, to be honest.
She's trying to get her paws around the U bend, trying to see if she can get some alligators.
I don't mean to excite you guys, but I just want to tell you that I received some packages from Wish.com today for some stuff that I ordered for both of yous. So I want you to be excited
Oh.
about some care packages coming soon. I'm excited for yous guys. So just wanted to put that
If
out there
it's-
into the ether.
If it's from Wish, then I can't wait.
Yeah. There was already like 2 of the things I was like, oh, it's not a, okay, yep. There's always like, if there's a way for Wish to get you, like they'll get you, like I mean, you'll see like a sweet ass water bottle on there or something. And it's got, in the picture, it's like the whole setup. You like the sweet ass water bottle with like the, halo design on it that you think is cool. That's targeted ads because your phone's listening to you, but then you get it and it's like, oh, the straw and the lid and this other thing that were in the picture it's just the water bottle. Okay, well, I guess I got to figure that out now. And that's half of the stuff that I got today was like that. So yeah.
Oh, I can't. That's very exciting. I can't wait.
It's going to be fun. Yeah.
I love gifts and I love terrible things, so it seems perfect.
And your birthday's
Wish
coming
really
up.
seems like that's true. My birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
When's what day is today? It's close.
22nd?
It's like 2 weeks from now.
Mother of God.
Don't need it. I'll be 32.
Oof.
It's too many.
I'm right there with you, man. It happens, It just happens. What are we gonna do?
It sneaks up on you.
And we're still playing games. Who would have thought?
Poorly. With
Yep.
our diminished reaction times and our arthritic hands.
That's right.
Our arthritic parts of hands.
Frank is trying his damnedest to lose that entire finger, so we'll see how that pans out. Speaking of gaming, I'm really excited to get back on the seas tonight. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, that's the idea?
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, you were talking about GTFO too, weren't you?
I was talking about GTFO,
I
but that's
updated
all right.
Sea of Thieves because I thought that was the original thought. I forgot that you mentioned GTFO.
Right.
Either way, I'm excited. But with Sea of Thieves, they just released a new content update. I don't know if anybody listening cares, but man, if you guys tried out Sea of Thieves in the beginning, or maybe even thought it sounded cool but never picked it up because you heard people say that it was just trash or not worth it or there wasn't enough to do, you should really, especially as much as we've been gargling the Microsoft cock lately, if you are an Xbox Game Pass, would you point at me? Okay,
Yes.
me for sure, yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, me. I don't mean to speak for these guys.
As in for the last decade.
Yeah. Well, but if any of you guys are Game Pass members, or you've maybe been thinking about it, especially now after the EA acquisition and Bethesda and everything, the time is now to at least try Game Pass. And then once you do that, try Sea of Thieves because it's one of the games included. And if you get Ultimate, you don't even have to have an Xbox. You can just get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $15 a month. What is it, Andrew?
Oh, you don't even need to get Ultimate. Ultimate is if you want it on the console and on your PC. You can also just get like an exclusive PC version of Game Pass.
Oh, and that's like
I think
$10 or
it's
something, I think, right?
I think it's like 5 or 10. It's really
Yeah, it's
really pretty cheap.
affordable. I wouldn't even say cheap because who knows what that is for some people, but you know, I mean, when you're talking about 100 games a month, cycling new games in, it's very worth it. So if you don't even have an Xbox and you have a PC, I highly recommend trying out Sea of Thieves because man, it's one of those games where like you look at it on day one and you look at it now and you're like, Jesus. I mean, there's just so much more content and fun stuff to do, and it's a really good time. If you like pirates, I know for the longest time that's what I always had that thought in the back of my head. Like, imagine if they made like a pirate GTA game, you know? And we didn't exactly get that, but we got Sea of Thieves, and it's pretty fun. And what was that?
Pretty close.
What was that? Ubisoft Skull and Bones. Did that get delayed again or something? Or
I think so. I don't know.
they had that playable.
Who has the time?
They had that playable at E3. Like, I mean, it would have been the last time I went. So like 2 years ago, at least.
I thought it was just basically the naval combat engine from Assassin's Creed 4 kind of ripped out.
That's what it looks like. Yeah,
improved upon a little bit.
I was excited when they first announced it, and then I kind of saw gameplay, and I was like, eh. And maybe that's kind of the reason that they seemed like they showed a little bit of it, and now it's just been like silence. I feel like you know the reaction of everyone was just kind of like, oh, cool. I don't know, but long story short, I would love to see more pirate games.
Sure.
You think Rare will ever do Sea of Thieves 2, or you think they're just going to keep supporting this one?
I think that if they want to keep down this line, I think that they're going to have to because the structure that they have is a tiny bit limited.
I want a modern Sea of Thieves where it's just based in Somalia.
Jesus.
I'd play that.
I would play that. Can you be Captain Phillips? Captain is or is not Tom Hanks going to be a playable character? Is what I'm trying to ask.
There will be a Thanks skin. You can get it.
I'm okay with that. I just saw that movie like somewhat recently. It took me a long time to watch it. I thought it was a good. I don't know about you guys.
Haven't seen it.
I thought it was a good. It was a pretty good.
I saw the trailer 6,000 times, so I feel like I've probably seen the movie.
Are you the captain now?
I'm not.
Oh.
Look at me. Look at me.
Okay, fair enough. If there's one developer out there that you think could nail a pirate game, who is it and why?
Could nail a pirate game?
Yeah.
LucasArts.
Because of Monkey Island?
Yeah.
Or you just said the first developer you could think of?
No, Monkey Island, yeah.
Aren't there some Pirates of the Caribbean games?
Don't bring those up.
So.
I'm going to have wet dreams about Orlando Bloom tonight.
Are there not even like a Lego game or something?
I'm going to have dry dreams about Keira Knightley.
Yeah, there is. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Caribbean or Caribbean? That's the real question.
Carabiner.
There you go. Yep. Because I go hiking a lot, so you got to have those. I'm surprised they never took that IP to video games.
Yeah, it seems like they probably would have made like a kind of lackluster MMO out of it or something.
Yeah. But if they made it,
I don't know.
Like,
Pirates.
They could have done it with like Tomb Raider type elements. You know what I mean? Where you would like.
Yeah.
Not all of it would be focused on like sailing a ship and fighting pirates and stuff like that, but there would also be some puzzle adventure stuff on islands, and I think they could have done some pretty cool stuff with that.
Yeah, I would play that. I would check it out. Thinking about that, I don't know. I guess that's an area that Rockstar has not explored yet.
I mean, I feel like that's the cop-out answer, but I mean, come on. Could they not have? Oh, speaking of Rockstar, I started a game today called Ebole. Ebole. Oh, no. Have you guys played Bully?
Just like you were in middle school.
Listen, Wait, you say I was a bully in middle school? No, shut your mouth. I was the anti-bully. You remember, Frank, I beat up the bullies and got away from them because I was friends with them initially. I never participated in the bullying. I don't like his silence right now, Andrew.
I repressed memories say otherwise.
I don't know. I wasn't around then. I don't know.
Andrew never played bully
Just
because he didn't like anything about school or having to do with school. So he did
That's
not
true.
play bully.
I did not play bully because I did not enjoy school. I also could not watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer or other like TV shows set in or around schools because I was just like, I have to spend too much time there already.
You didn't watch the
Fair
Groffy
enough.
or Saved by the Bell?
Hell no.
Well,
No.
you would love bully then because I started playing today, and one of the first things you actually have to attend class, which I did not realize. And so I did.
Oh
great.
yeah, I'm sure I'd love it then.
I did great in gym class. Okay, I wrestled a fat kid and learned a couple new fighting moves, which was cool. It was super chill. I went to chemistry class, and I made firecrackers that I then threw into another student's face in the hallway, and then I had to run from the fuzz, but I got away, so that was fine. But then I went to English class, and let me tell you, you actually had to do like an English assignment. Like there was a scramble of letters. It was.
God. Took him
Yeah.
45 minutes.
It was MOWELL were the letters, and you had to come up with as many words out of that scramble of letters as possible in like 2.5 minutes. I came up with like 6 words, like the obvious ones, like mo and mellow. I thought I was gonna get like 17 points for putting mellow up there or something. It wasn't a point thing. It was just how many you could get. So I got like 6 words or something like that, and there was like at least 8 more that I couldn't figure out. I was just trying like combinations of, it just looked like mush to me, and I actually failed the assignment. First hour of gameplay in a game that's 15 years old or whatever, and I actually failed an English assignment.
It's like
in the
real
game.
life.
That's what I said in the Let's Play. I'm like, this is actually holding up like really well to my actual school. My actual schooling, you know, like I was fine in gym and all this other stuff, but when it came to English and math, you know what I mean, what you gonna do?
If you saw all of like the crossword and boggle games that I have on my phone, I fucking love word games. You guys remember Bookworm from the heyday of PopCap?
No, it's like brain
No.
games
Oh,
and stuff,
man.
like the DS games, like that kind of stuff.
No. PopCap was they made Plants vs Zombies. Like that was
Yeah.
They
No, I
were
know
like the
PopCap.
OG like yeah. Well, one of their first really big games was Bookworm, which was on like Nokia flip phones and shit. But it was a word game where you were this little worm who will carry around a book, had glasses, and wore a little bow tie.
Hell yeah.
And you, by making words, you could like cast spells and stuff. And
Sounds like
progress
he was
the
in a
game that
Muslim
way.
Brotherhood.
Dude, I'm gonna like send you
He
guys
might
a
have been, I don't know.
screenshot. I'm gonna like send you guys a screenshot of the word game to see if you guys can come up with them, because I just couldn't do
I'm gonna
it.
crush the shit.
See, Andrew says that he's really good at word games, but you were playing a game, and I had to solve the word puzzle for you. What was
That's
that?
true. We were playing Deadly Premonition. I was playing Deadly Premonition on Steam, and you were watching it. And there was a fucking chess puzzle, and the puzzle was like, it reads like a sequence puzzle where it's like, the knight goes to the queen, but takes along with it the bishop, but the bishop has to be to the left of the king, and so forth. And so you get to thinking like, okay, so this is in this space, and then this would be in this space. But all the game actually wanted me to do was just enter the first letter of each
Piece.
name of the piece that it was mentioned in sequence. And I was like, I'm too smart to figure this out. I was fucking pissed about it. I was not happy.
That's what I liked about Portal, is that almost every puzzle in that game, just for a matter of time, seemed fucking impossible, and you would just get so frustrated with yourself and think the worst things about yourself, and then you figure it out and be like, I'm a fucking idiot. That was not that hard.
I had that same experience with The Witness. I don't know if either of you guys played that, but is an entire game devoted to walking around an island, and then on the island are these like connect the dot puzzles. And so like you would have a line, and you needed to guide it through this little maze and connect all the dots. And then once you did that, it would like unlock a door or something, or you would do a sequence and it would unlock to like a
Oh,
new
yeah.
area. and the game just keeps introducing new concepts to doing that until it becomes like really fucking complex and really difficult to wrap your brain around. And there'd be times where I'd be like, yeah, I know what the solution is, but I just don't want to go through the work of getting it. Like, I know how to get it, I just don't want to get it.
So that game is on my Steam wish list, but here's the deal. I'm not going to buy it because it's 4+ years old and they still want $40 for it. I think
Yeah.
that if a game is out, every year that it's out, the price should drop $10.
There should be a set rate. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
have a specific title in mind for that algorithm because, and I'm going to ask you guys if you guys have ever played it. I've been wanting to pick it up for a long time. I think it originally came out on the Wii U. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Have you guys played?
Yeah, that's
I have.
ridiculous.
It's still like
60
40 or
bucks
50
still.
bucks. Yeah, I'm like, no. I
That's
want to get it so
that's
bad on my
Nintendo,
Switch,
though.
but right,
Nintendo games do not lose value
but
ever.
like I would pay 20, maybe even 30, but like I'm pretty, even if physical copies, you look up like just the cartridge, no case on eBay, it's ridiculous, man. It's stupid. And it's one of those things, it's like I like most Donkey Kong games and it looks pretty cool, but do you want to buy it and then it's just crap, you know? I don't know. Can you rent? Can I like Redbox it? Maybe I can. I don't know.
No
Speaking
idea.
of Nintendo games that never go down in value, if you're at a garage sale and you see some old lady and grandpa have like some DS games and you see Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I want you to break their hips and steal those for me, and I'll pay you $60 per cartridge. I'm not spending $120 per card.
Oh god.
No, that's so ridiculous. I never should have sold those. Holy crap! You know how much
All-
drugs you could buy with one of those carts?
All of them are, even all the Fire Red and all that, the GBA carts, they're ridiculous. Any Pokemon game for the most part is just gold. Usually most people at a yard sale don't know what they're worth. You can get them for like a quarter or something, you know, and I mean it's good profit. The only thing is like every time I find like a Fire Red cartridge, I have to rip it open and then look at the what's the name of the board? PCB board?
The
or something?
PCB.
PCB, yeah, I have like all the PCB databases like bookmarked on my computer for NES, SNES, GBA, all that stuff, because you have to check that stuff because people are like, I found somebody on my marketplace just the other day who was selling, I can't remember what it was now, but I knew it was like an obscure Dreamcast game, and the price on it was like $15 shipped, and I'm like, something, and then I got to reading on it, and it was like, this is a reproduction copy, and I looked at his seller profile, and he was selling all the rare Dreamcast games because you can just, you know, burn those to what, CDRs, Frank, or does it?
Yeah, but you have to have. But they printed the copy on, so he's probably bulk buying those from China and turning around and selling them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured he was just sitting there at his computer, you know, writing CDs all day, trying to sell like the copies that would cost you $80, $90 if you were to look for it legit, and he's selling them for like 15 on Marketplace.
So most likely he bought a bulk load of those off of eBay, even though they say that you can't sell those on eBay. I've been seeing those on there, but it's how they do the covers too,
Right?
like, because the burnable CDs and DVDs where you can burn the front on, they're not like the actual like screen printed, however the hell that process.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about just the game. Can't you with? Well, I know with like loading ROMs and stuff, you could just burn to a CD, right? Like you didn't even have to have like a DVD burner. You could just have a CD burner, right?
Yeah, but to get the reproduction cover on the CD though,
Right.
he's bulk buying them from like a Chinese company that's pumping them out.
Right.
Selling
Yeah.
them for $100 a pop.
That is a pain in the ass because like I've been trying to buy retro games on eBay as well. Like I did that a lot when I got my Mega SG, so I got a bunch of Genesis games. And like I'm doing that now that I know the Pocket's coming, trying to find Game Boy games. It's harder for Game Boy games, but one nice thing about Genesis games is that, so this is like a typical Genesis game.
Right.
This is the shape of the cart. You can see it has straight lines on the sides. But if you buy a repro cart, now this is not a repro, but this is a Mega Drive copy. You see there's this little cutout on the side?
The lines, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. The little groove, yeah.
So most of the repros have that instead of...
Huh.
I guess like Mega Drive games don't or just have this like normally. But if you see a cart that's like this that has the smooth sides and has a chip out of the side, it's a repro.
Yeah. And just like the Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, you can tell by the logo and printed in the back.
And also a
But
lot of
what I'm saying
times
on the Dreamcast, though, see how it's printed on there and it's got the dots?
Yeah. Oh, you mean where it's like the dot printing. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he's got like repros that look like that, then
Shenmue.
those aren't like the ones that you get on the discs that you can burn
Right.
the print the label on, because
Right,
those
right,
are
right.
just those are made in a place, especially burning those off in Taiwan or China.
Right. Yeah. With the SNES carts, another way that you can tell, a lot of times repro carts, they buy really cheap snap together carts. They don't actually have, like, look at the back. We're putting this information out there for you guys. If you ever buy on eBay, pay attention to all the pictures. And if you spot stuff at a yard sale, you know, especially if they're trying to get like $20 for a game that should be worth $80, like it's overpriced for somebody that's clueless, but underpriced for somebody that's in the know. Look at the back and really check it out, because a lot of SNES carts are really cheap, snap together, where they shouldn't be like that. They should have metal screws in the back. There's a lot of different ways you can check, and the GBA games, they're rough, man. Like Game Boy Advance, the Pokemon repros that people are making are tough. Like without opening them up, it's almost impossible to tell. What do you got, Frank?
It's harder depending on what it is.
This is a Dreamcast game.
Wolf Lake,
Half-Life. Nice. Doesn't look legit, Frank.
It's because it never actually came out.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Are you gonna get
canceled? They were it was gonna be a thing, and then it was canceled, and then I think that's actually a.
I saw that since the source code of Mario 64 leaked a while back, that somebody had it running on Dreamcast now. So look forward to that.
Nice. Oh,
they should really call it Mario 128.
I almost got you something for your birthday. The other day I was in there's one retro game store in Sedalia. I don't know if it was there when you were there. I don't know if you ever went in. It's called Game Zone now, I think. I don't know if that's what it was back in the day.
It's still there.
Right there on Ohio. Yeah, surprisingly, dude, I literally went in there the other day. I go in there from time to time just to be like, since all this madness started, I'm like expecting to go in there one day, because he knows what I do and everything. I'm expecting to go in there one day and be like, I'm closing it down, man. And I'll be like, I'll buy it. I'll buy your inventory. Because he's got a full store of retro games. It's awesome. But he had a long box PS1 copy of Mortal Kombat 3, I believe, on PlayStation 1. Yeah, and he had it priced at like $25, I think, and I looked on eBay, and the going rate was like 35 to 40. And he had it complete, instruction booklet and everything. And I thought you would like that, even if you don't have a PS1 to play it, just to have like the long box copy, sitting up on a shelf or something.
Seeing those is so weird. Like
they're
and
crazy.
those came in a bunch of different formats too, because some of them were like plastic, right? And some of them were like cardboard.
Yeah, so I recently came across a copy of Gex on Longbox, and it was the cardboard, right? Which was cool to see, and it was in pretty bad shape, but because it was like the front flap was cardboard, but the rest of it was still the plastic, like the regular long boxes or even your jewel cases that you're used to. But the copy of Mortal Kombat 3 wasn't the cardboard, it was the all plastic one. And the reason I didn't buy it, because he had it, like I said, like $10-15 under what it should have been on eBay. But the front plastic was just like, I opened it and it just fell apart, and I was like, man, like if it was in a little bit better condition, I would have bought it, but it was just not really worth it.
I feel you.
But it's so cool. I'm with you. Like I just love seeing stuff like that. Like he probably had like 10 or 12 long box PS1 games, and so I was sitting there going through those. And
that's like when I started buying Genesis games again, that made me so happy to see all of those like hard plastic clamshells again.
Yeah.
Like
I always think of the Sega CD cases.
Those ridiculous ass jewel boxes.
Yeah, the massive ones. NBA Jam. Oh yeah.
I think that they had those in the long boxes up until whenever renting video games was still a feasible business practice with the original inserts.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then because it'd fill up shelf space properly. And then it got easier and easier for people to just steal the discs because you could
Right.
fit it in your.
Dude,
And
as
then
much as I'm not a Sega fan, like they figured it out. I mean, those plastic cases were such a better idea than the cardboard boxes that Nintendo was doing.
Well, I mean, they did have some cardboard box games too, so it's
Right.
not like they only did the ones. But
Right.
yeah, Nintendo games were only ever in cardboard boxes.
But then again, because that they only did that, like, dude, the excitement that I had, the nerd boner that I got when I'm digging through this lady's just this past weekend. For those of you guys, I recorded a video. It'll be going up on my YouTube channel probably by the time you guys hear this, but on my Hova Flips channel. I was at a yard sale this past weekend, and this lady has a box, and at the top of it, it's written DVDs $1.50. And I don't even know why I went over and looked through it, because that's already kind of like too much for a DVD. I mean, Blu-rays I'd pay $1.50, DVDs $1.50. Like, I don't know. Most people just do $1 or less. But anyways, for whatever reason, and it was like a tiny box. It was like this big. There was like a dozen, 20 in there maybe. For whatever reason, I go and I look through, and I see, you know, they're like spine up or whatever you want to say, and I see the spine, and I could tell it's not a DVD. And my first thought was like, is that like an Intellivision game or something, you know? Because the box was in really good condition. I picked it up, and it was Golf on NES, just crispy box, just like so crispy. And then I look, and there's two more games, and one was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and the other one was Major League Baseball, all on NES, boxed. Major League Baseball and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out still had the cellophane on top. I thought they were sealed at first, which would have been like, I'm pretty sure Mike Tyson's Punch-Out
Bananas,
sealed
yeah.
is like over $1,000. Yeah, and so like immediately I'm like trying to suppress the heart attack that I'm having. Like, oh, okay, just keep it cool, everything's good, you know. And then I look, and the top of the cellophane was taken off on those two. But then I opened it up carefully, because like I said, I mean, these boxes are like the crispiest boxes I've ever come across, let alone for NES games that are 30 years old. And I opened the top, and like the games inside the box are still in the plastic. Like they still have everything, like instructions. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So like I very, you know, calmly walk over to the lady. I'm like, you don't happen to have any more of these, do you? And she's like, no, everything would be in there. And I'm like, okay. And so, you know, I pay my $4.50 for 3 boxed NES games, and just, I went back to the truck. It was like Katie was yard sailing with me, and every once in a while she'll take a look, and there's like one table with like a little bit of stuff. She's like, just go ahead, I'll sit in the truck. And I come back, and I was like, and she was like, no fucking way. I mean, that's the first time we've ever found. There was one other time I found there was a big table full of games, and they had a boxed NES Zelda, right? And I remember looking it up on eBay, and I think it's like 125 or whatever is the going rate, and they had it marked for like 175. So they not only they knew what they had, but they were trying to get even more for us.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck these guys. I didn't even like consider that, you know, like a find, I guess, you know, just because they knew what they had and they were trying to make more than what it was even worth, you know. But stumbling upon those, you know, boxed NES games was fucking awesome, man.
I got some. We got to wrap this up, but I've got important news that I think
What's
just
that?
got released. I haven't read it all day, but I just saw 2 places repost this news that the Xbox Design Lab is going to be shutting down.
What? Why?
And then opening back up in 2021. So you're not going to be able to. At October 14th, Design Lab is going to be temporarily shut down. So you're not going to be able to get your waifu on a brand new Xbox controller until 2021.
That's such a cool concept. I feel like that service has been pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool when you sent me a coupon for it, and it was expired.
Did he send you 1 coupon or like 10, like a stack of coupons?
I can't remember. He sent me, I don't even remember. But
these?
whatever it was, it didn't work. So I spent like an hour and a half designing my perfect, beautiful, my
Let
beautiful
me flash
son.
the code. Somebody try to redeem it. It won't work. Trust me. Or
Yeah,
I hope
it won't fucking work.
Good if it does. Cool. But dude, I just assumed that they sent me like 20 of these cards, man, like 20 of them in like a Christmas care package one year, and you know, I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, I gotta show this in a second. I know we're trying to wrap things up, but they sent me those, and I just assumed that like they don't say anything about an expiration date. So I redeemed like one. I think I redeemed two. I've got a green one in here too, but I just assumed that they would like last as long as I wanted to, and then I went to redeem one day, and it was like expired. And I could have had just like 20 like banging custom, all kinds of different color, you know, Xbox controllers, and they all expired. So, and not only that, but I have people, I have like friends that reach out all the time that are like, hey man, I know you got a lot of controllers, like you mind selling me one? And I yeah, you and then my buddy Derek, and I've had like, it's happened many times. You know, I could have just floated you guys one of those, and then now I can't. But
There's a drawer up there filled with.
This is the one I use. This is the one I use. Do you see the screw holes that are going through the PCB? Because this was built into a wall. It was mounted on a wall. They thought it was a dummy unit, but it works.
I got the green one too. The green. Oh, that's
Oh, that's
dirty.
dirty.
It's got
You gotta-
nasty.
You gotta clean that shit.
So I don't know if you guys have seen these. Look these up on eBay. The Sea of Thieves controller.
Oh yeah.
These
They're
things are
handsome.
sick, and they ended up. They sent me one. Xbox sent me one, and then I did the. I did the Sea of Thieves mixer. Shout out to Mixer. I did the Sea of Thieves mixer tournament where the U.S. team squared up against the Canadian team, and I was one of the 4 representing the United States of American Pirates. And we won. I just want to throw that out there. We won. We beat the Canads, you know, as we should have. And they gave us like swag packs afterwards for winning, and I got another one. Those controllers, I'm pretty sure resell for like $180, just like open box, like not even like sealed or anything, just the controller itself. It's ridiculous.
All right. You've had enough flexing opportunities. We
I'm
gotta
not
end
trying
this
to
shit.
flex. I'm just telling stories.
I'm not trying to flex. I'm just showing you where the beach is. Fucking thank you, Javelin, for letting us use your song. Soda Popinski is our theme. We appreciate that.
Shout out
very
to
much.
the patrons.
Shout out to our patrons.
Any new patrons this
If
week?
you're not a Patreon, no, I don't believe so.
If you're not a patron, fix your shit. we're
please,
trying to-
please come and join.
You know how much beer Frank drinks? I mean, seriously.
It's expensive.
Andrew and I don't even get any money. We have to give it all to Frank so he can buy booze. It's ridiculous.
At least I don't drink a gallon and a half of Kool-Aid a day.
That's the other podcaster, you know. I look somewhat like him, but I keep my shirt on most of the time. Okay.
Let's end this.
We probably
Does
should.
anybody want to say something? Anybody got something for us?
I do want to reiterate, what is this, episode 19? 18? 19. This is 19.
19, I think. Yeah.
This
Podcast is legal.
This is the second to last. Ooh, it is. This is the second to last podcast going up on my channel, the Jehovah's Witness channel. Will not be hosting the Gravy Boys anymore after episode 20. So if you guys want to continue listening to our beautiful voices, please, 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 please go over to the Gravy Wheels podcast channel. Just search Gravy Wheels on YouTube. The link is in the description of every single video. If you're listening to this on, you know, Spotify or iTunes or whatever,
Stitcher, whatever.
yeah, just go to YouTube, search Gravy Wheels Pod, or you know, if you're not interested in the videos, that's totally fine. You know, we're pretty ugly. You know, just keep listening on the audios, whichever, you know, however you're making it happen. But if you're interested in the videos, please. Oh, and you know, one of the perks of being subscribed to our YouTube channel is that the podcast isn't the only content that lives there. We do play video games and stream and do stuff like that. So, and we've started doing a little bit of like convention coverage and stuff. Not convention. What am I trying to say? Like Nintendo Direct
Announcement coverage, stuff like that.
Yeah, we're dabbling in the other contents and stuff. And I think Frank is gonna murder us now.
And we might be doing some other content soon.
That's
for a good cause, and that's why I did this
Oh,
background. It's a teaser. We're
But
not going to
that's-
talk about it, but it's
yeah, that's very much up in the air though. So yeah, we'll see.
Do you want to play?
Anywho, I would love to play a game.
That's
We're about
what
to play a
gonna
game.
do. Yeah, that's what we're about to do.
The
play a
word
game.
for this week is Hormel.
Like this meat.
Yep.